Welcome back to MJL 3764 collecting Elvis on vinyl. This is part 17. Today I thought we'd take a look at this box set, Elvis Aron Presley. This was released in 1980 to commemorate the 25th anniversary of Elvis signing to RCA in November 1955. It was an 8 LP box set, printed in the US only. Front cover looks like that. Back of the box looks like that. They're in the UK. 15,000 copies were imported from the USA, and they normally have a sticker in the top right hand corner, a square sticker which says UK edition. This one, however, is the US round sticker, which I did pick up in HMV in England in 1980. This was quite an expensive release at the time. I believe it was between £50 and £60, which I couldn't afford, so my parents combined a birthday and a Christmas present and bought me this in 1980. It did come with a booklet. Nice booklet which opens that. Quick flick through. Go. Came on a nice 25th anniversary label. Looks like that. As most people will know, they did actually etch the signature in the one-out groove, if I can find it. I believe it's there. I don't know if you can see that. But they etched Elvis's signature into the one out of all the records, both sides. This was reissued about 18 years later, 1998, on a CD, but we'll look at that when we look at the CDs. So let's take a closer look at some of the LPs. I'll say this was an 8 LP box set. I think it deserves a closer look, because at the time a lot of this material was previously unavailable. So let's look at this one first. Famous picture. This one featured New Frontier Hotel, 4 tracks, which was unreleased at the time. Very glad to have that. On the other side was the monologue. So a very good start to the set. Second record, picture sleeve, featured the USS Arizona show, which is now out again as, it was actually out as a bootleg before this record came out. It's now out as Such a Night in a bit better quality, but this at the time again was a very good release. Some tracks on here which Elvis he fooled around with A Fool Such as I in the 70s and Such a Night. We know he did Reconsider Baby, but you're getting stuff like I Need Your Love Tonight and Swing Down Sweet Chariot, which was very seldom heard live. So again, the quality wasn't brilliant, but it's very atmospheric, put it that way. But yeah, very good. This 3. This was collector's gold from the movie years. Not a bad selection. obviously the movie songs. Now the gripes are going to come in. People know me, they know I'm always moaning that it's not done right or I'm unhappy in some way about releases. This did only feature 10 tracks, 5 each side, so measly running time. It's 4. Now, this is where the moaning really starts. This disc was called the TV Specials, and all this material was previously available. Now, even in 1980, we knew they had a wealth of 68 TV special material, which was being released on the legendary Performer albums. I think we could have had some unreleased stuff here. The alternative Aloha would have been nice. That didn't even come out to about 1988, so that would have been nice to have had alternative tracks on here, and obviously stuff from Elvis in concert. Some unreleased stuff. I know it was called the TV Specials, but we could have had unreleased stuff. Especially here, you've got Trying to Get to You, which, as we all know, is probably my favourite track from Elvis in concert, but it wasn't included in the TV special. Let's look at the next 4 discs. The next 4 records look like this. Record number 5, it's one of my favourites. The Las Vegas years. Again, this stuff wasn't issued at the time, and it did feature the very first time the Are You Lonesome Tonight Laughing version, officially for the first time that was issued on this set. The next record, again, got something to say about this one. This one was called Lost Singles. Singles which weren't on albums, unless you're in the UK. For stuff like I'm Leaving, First Time Ever, High Heel Sneakers, Rags to Riches and It's Only Love were actually featured on compilation albums already released before this. And these were these albums, hits of the 70s. Come out around 74, 75. As you can see there, it's got I'm Leaving. It's also got Rags to Riches. Very good combination. And this one, Elvis in Demand, 1977. You can see from the track listing, this one does feature High Heel Sneakers, It's Only Love, and the First Time Ever, I Saw Her Face. So they were all on them albums. So the only tracks you would need would be Softly As I Leave You and Unchained Melody. If you had the US or Canadian single, then you had that. Full, it was a deleted album, but if you had the album, then you had that track. And America the Beautiful, if you had the single My Way, you had that. So to me, this was a waste of time. Personally, I would have liked to have seen a greatest hits alternative style. An album like that with, say, alternatives of Always on My Mind, Suspicion, and any hit, Suspicious Minds, any hit that you like to put on there, but an alternative unreleased version rather than this. To me, this was a waste of a disc. And again, there's only 4 tracks on side A and 5 on side B. Record 7. This one is Elvis at the Piano and the Concert Years Part 1. The Elvis at the Piano. This did feature an unreleased track at the time, Beyond the Reef. which they put on the B side of the single It's Only Love, which I believe got to number 3 in 1980 in the charts in England. Again, the piano tracks, they're undubbed, but there was hardly any dubs on the originals anyway, a little bit of bass maybe. It's still here is a longer version, but again a lot of this stuff is out and there is only 4 tracks. The concert years, this came out afterwards as Elvis Live in Dallas, even though a few tracks weren't recorded in Dallas. Elvis is in good spirits, but it's not the best of shows. It was continued on this disc 8. As I say, it's not the best of shows, and to be honest, with the soundboards we have out now, it is not in the best of quality. I think they could have picked a better one. Okay, so there are the 8 LPs all laid out, all in their different sleeves. Now I know it sounds like I'm knocking this release, but in 1980 when it came out and I was 15 years old, I actually played the living daylights out of these. I really did enjoy them, but as the years went on and you have a look back at it, you sometimes see that maybe there's a few bits that you would have done differently, but all in all I thought it was a very good release when it first came out. A lot of this now, as I say, is out. Elvis Live in Dallas, the rare Elvis sets in the mid-80s, where Elvis 1, 2 and 3 featured a lot of this material. The New Frontier Hotel material has been out, and Elvis Live in Vegas, etc, etc. But for its time it was a very good release. Take a quick look at this 3 LP box set now, released in 1991. This features around 49 tracks, all of which were unreleased except Are You Lonesome Tonight, a laughing version, which turned up on this set as well. That's what the front cover looks like. Back of the box looks like that. Did come with a booklet and 3 inner sleeves. Unfortunately the inner sleeves are the most flimsiest I've ever seen. They're normally quite cardboardy. These are very paper-like, very flimsy, all different colours but the same picture. Exactly the same picture on the back. Booklet looks like this. A quick glance for it. And the tracks are all done into 3 categories. As you can see there, Hollywood, Nashville and Live in Las Vegas. These 3 albums all came with different coloured labels. Hollywood was blue, Nashville was orange, and Live in Vegas was on a pink label. And when this set came out in 1991, this started a very big change for me personally in collecting Elvis on vinyl, which is something I'd like to go into on the next video. So we'll revert to this, back to this album on the next video. So until then, thank you for watching. Just remember, while there's music, life's no waste. See you shortly.